There comes a point on this journey where you start to realize something important. Most of the struggle you have been carrying has not been coming from life itself. It has been coming from the way you were taught to measure yourself. You were taught to judge your worthiness, your progress, and your identity based on what is showing up right now. You were taught to look at the bank account that is not where you want it to be, the relationship that has not shifted yet, or the version of yourself that you believe has not risen enough. You were taught to use physical evidence as a mirror for your value. But physical evidence is not your identity. It is not a measurement of your future. It is not even an accurate reflection of your present. Physical reality is nothing more than a delayed echo of your past vibration. It is the same way your social media feed lags behind your actual interests. You click on one anxious video, and suddenly the algorithm thinks that is who you are. But by the time the feed shows you that content, your interest has already moved on. The feed is simply reflecting where your attention used to be. Your physical reality works exactly the same way. It is a delayed reflection of where your energy has been, not who you are now. And this is where most people get stuck. They look at the delayed echo, and then they decide that this echo must be the truth of who they are. They say, I guess this is who I am financially. I guess this is who I am emotionally. I guess this is just my life. But hear this clearly. You do not become aligned by studying the old algorithm. You become aligned by choosing the emotional signal that you want reality to adjust to. Your worthiness is not built from evidence. Your worthiness is built from your state of being. It is built from how you feel about the path you are on right now. This is why Abraham always brings you back into the present moment. Not because the past is wrong, but because the only true power you ever have is in the vibrational signal you are offering now. Your present emotion is the steering wheel of everything that comes next. However, here is where people become confused. They believe they must only focus. Others believe they must only let go. But focusing is not the whole answer, and letting go is not the whole answer. They work together as two parts of the same energetic process. When you focus, you choose a frequency. When you let go, you remove resistance that contradicts that frequency. It is exactly like a battery. The same sides push away, opposite sides connect. If your desire is on the positive pole, and you mentally push at it from the same pole with thoughts such as, why is it not here yet, or why is this so hard, then you end up repelling it. You do not repel it because you are wrong or unworthy. You repel it because the emotional charge you are offering does not match the thing you want. Letting go simply flips the battery so that connection can happen. Letting go does not mean that you give up. It does not mean that you pretend you do not care. Letting go means that you release the pressure, the tension, the emotional demand that blocks the flow. Allowing is not passive. It is alignment. It is choosing the frequency without adding resistance to it. Most people were trained to do the opposite. They were trained to treat physical reality as the main event. They were taught to document it, analyze it, talk about it endlessly, carry it forward into the future, and repeat it over and over because it is true. But truth is not stable. Truth is momentum. If you keep telling the story of what is wrong, you continue feeding the wrong emotional algorithm. You continue activating a pattern that does not reflect who you are becoming. This is why you cannot build a new life by arguing for the limitations of the old one. What you focus on becomes your emotional baseline, and your emotional baseline becomes your next experience. You do not break patterns by fighting with them. You break patterns by shifting your point of attraction. This brings us to your internal guidance system. You were born with something more accurate than any GPS and more responsive than any algorithm. Your emotional guidance does not care where you have been, does not punish you, judge you, or replay your history. It only cares about two things: where you are now and where you want to go. That is all. Think of your guidance system like a navigation device. It never asks, why did you go the wrong way yesterday? It simply calculates the best next turn based on where you are right now. If you ignore it, it does not panic. It does not punish you. It does not say you failed and now I am done helping you. It simply says, recalculating. Your inner being works in exactly the same way. Your emotions are always signaling how aligned or misaligned you are with your true path. When you are aligned, you feel something open inside you. You feel ease, clarity, interest, relief, joy, or momentum. When you are misaligned, you feel something close. You feel tension, overwhelm, frustration, fear, or pressure. These sensations are not punishments. They are indicators. They are navigation points. Your job is not to force yourself into alignment. Your job is to listen. Because when you follow what genuinely feels good, your path becomes obvious. Not because it is the most predictable or the shortest path, but because it is the path that is alive. It's a path that is moving with you, not against you. The truth that Abraham always points you toward is this: there is not one path. There are infinite paths. There is not one correct sequence of events. There is not one route that you must take. There is not one version of success that is required. And there is definitely not one perfect vibration that you must hold every second. Your path is wide, flexible, forgiving, and constantly adjusting to match your state. You are never off your path. You are simply taking the scenic route, the adventurous route, or the growth route, depending on your emotional point of attraction. Some people want the smoothest path. Some people want the most exciting path. Some want the path with the most transformation. Your inner being knows exactly which path is right for you at this moment. This is why the instruction to relax and release is far more powerful than it seems. When you stop gripping your reality tightly, your entire field opens. You stop resisting the natural expansion that is trying to unfold. You stop wrestling with circumstances that were never meant to define you. You stop measuring your worth by delayed reflections of your old vibration. When you soften, you become open again. Open to inspiration, open to intuition, open to movement, and open to receiving. Relaxing is not laziness. Relaxing is alignment. Releasing is not surrender. Releasing is allowing. When you allow, two things happen. Your energy stops contradicting your desire, and reality finally receives a stable frequency to mirror. This is where momentum begins to build. This is where synchronicities appear. This is where clarity returns. This is where opportunities show up. Not because you forced life to move, but because you stopped blocking the movement that was already underway. Abraham often uses the rainbow analogy for a reason. The path is always expanding ahead of you. As soon as you reach the place that you believed was your destination, the rainbow stretches further. Your desire expands. Your capability expands. Your awareness expands. You realize that you were never meant to reach one final point. You were meant to continue unfolding. You will never reach an endpoint. You will never be behind. You will never be late. You will never be disqualified. The path continues to expand because you continue to expand. This is the beauty of life. Expansion is the point, not completion. The joy is not in the final manifestation. The joy is in the alignment that makes the manifestation inevitable. It is in the moment you soften, the moment you breathe, the moment you stop arguing with your unworthiness and start accepting your enoughness, the moment you choose one slightly better feeling thought, the moment you let go of the struggle and remember the truth. You are already connected. You're already guided. You are already supported. You're already moving. And the second you relax into that awareness, your reality begins to shift. Not slowly, not conditionally, but naturally. In the same way that a flower opens when sunlight touches it, you stop blocking the light, and you allow the path to reveal itself again.